everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar or give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you could donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. Or otherwise you can look me up on my social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, YouTube, Getter, Truth Social, Blue Sky. But especially if you look me up on YouTube, you'll be able to see my created playlists that I create especially for my viewers on my YouTube page. So this here one here is a good news story. 47 Persian Jews from New York make Aliyah together, citing impact of October 7th in the Dispora, which means outside of Israel. A group of 47 new immigrants from New York's Mashhad Jewish community arrived in Israel on an Aliyah immigration flight last week. The community traced its roots to Persian Jews whose families left Iran following the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The group, which includes families with children, has taken up residence together in the Tel Aviv suburb of Ra'anah. Upon arrival, the new immigrants were greeted by representatives of Israeli organizations that assisted with their Aliyah, including Nefesh B'Nefesh, Israel Ministry of Aliyah and Integration, the Jewish Agency for Israel, Ken Kareth L'Israel, and the Jewish National Fund USA. Among the new immigrants was Jordan Carmely, who made Aliyah with his wife and 6 children. "I'm feeling every emotion right now," said Carmely. "All my life my family talked about doing this and it always seemed far away, but we reached a point where we could no longer avoid the desire to move to Israel. We felt that either we will do it together as a community or we stay in exile and complain. It excites me to think I will raise my family in Israel as Jews. All Jews need to understand that the exile is over and it is time to come home." Noah Henkin, who was among those who greeted the new arrivals, said they're incredibly excited about the Aliyah. "I think the awakening came after the war and I'm so happy this day has finally arrived because we spoke to them about this for years. I can barely breathe from excitement." The new immigrants are part of a larger community of Persian Jews who fled Iran in 1979 when the Islamic Revolution overthrew the secular government of Shah Reza Pahlavi, which has allowed them to live in relative freedom, while many Iranian Jews who left the country emigrated to Israel. Larger numbers settled in New York City, where they remain close to one another as they established new lives in the United States of America. Ariel Delanamy, who was among the group that arrived on a flight, described the move as a return from exile. "You could say we have returned from the Babylonian exile," said Delanamy. "Once you understand that Israel is the home of the Jewish people, you understand that you need to make Aliyah." Carmely said he had visited Israel many times before deciding to make it his home. "I visited Israel many times," added Carmely, "but I never made it my home, and this was a hole in my heart for years. It became a hole that could not be filled unless we made Aliyah." He said that although he believes anti-Semitism is growing in the United States, it was not the primary factor motivating his decision to make Aliyah. Instead, he cited a sense of solidarity with fellow Jews and a desire to join them in Israel. "Did October 7th show me at least that people from my nation could be sitting in shelters where I lived my life in New York? Yes, that felt wrong to me, he said. Deep down, I think these 3 years of war actually helped bring us to the decision to make Aliyah. Carmeli said members of the community encouraged one another to make the move together. Everyone in the community helped everyone else prepare for Aliyah. Carmeli added, in the past, individuals from the community moved here, but this time everyone pushed one another and eventually we did it together. We would say to the person next to us, if you can do it, then I can do it too. He acknowledged that moving to Israel meant leaving some family members behind in the United States. It certainly wasn't easy, for example, to separate grandparents from their grandchildren. Some people told me as at first that it was irresponsible, and I understand what they mean. But in life, you have to make decisions while thinking ahead. Carmildy said the community's Zionist identity also played a role in the decision. We are a very Zionist in our community, and I understand what that when the moment actually arrives, something new can be frightening, he said, but we felt like we had to do it. It is a privilege for us to live here, and as I have said before, we are just a small part of the chain that began with our father Abraham, Avinu. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.